Let's get right into it, guys. Welcome back. Reggie versus Solace, a long-awaited video. So, I'm here to talk about the big news for the New York Giants. Of course, doing a recap of last night's game where we got demolished and embarrassed by the Tampa Bay Bucs. And it's crazy because the halftime adjustments weren't there. Remember, we were in the game going out of halftime, 10-17. We were lucky to be there. It should have been 24. It should have been 24. Because we know Daniel Jones isn't going to do his second read, but we're going to talk about that. The big news of today is finally some good news for the Giants. Jason Garret is fired. And we're pumped up to hear that great news. Season's over, and Daniel Jones has been freaking terrible. I told you guys that in week 1, and I got flamed on my first video. Well, now look. Repeatedly, the commentators in the game was telling you guys, hey, Daniel Jones isn't making his second read. This is his third year, guys, and he can't make his second read. It was multiple plays where Kadarius Toney's the second read. He throws it away, or he throws it to Darius Slayton, who should not be even on the field. You have a speedster who's faster, a better receiver in John Ross. But we'll get into all that. What I want to talk about today is, first thing, Jason Garret being fired. Awesome. Let's go into the report right now. It's right there on the screen. Let's check it out. So they're talking about it right now. New York Giants fire Jason Garret. Thank God. He's been 2 seasons with the team, and that guy is freaking terrible. He's a bum. He was garbage as the head coach in Dallas. And Dallas fans know. Dallas fans come into the stream. Hell, all the Dallas Cowboy fans know. Oh man, they were just laughing. The Clappers finally out of the Giants, out of the Cowboys, and now with the Giants. And they knew we weren't going to do anything with Jason Garret. He's washed up news, but he looks like, and he sounds like, and he talks like the people that they're comfortable with. And that's why Mara and that's why Tish went with Jason Garret. He's the homegrown guy. He's terrible. He was terrible as a backup quarterback in the NFL. Backup quarterback, by the way. And then also terrible as a coordinator and a head coach. He's garbage, but he's safe. And you know these billionaires, they're going to try to mitigate risk. I get it. I understand it, but it doesn't make football sense. But when you look a certain way and you talk a certain way, you're going to get multiple opportunities. And that is the picture perfect description of Jason Garret. And that's the truth, whether people like to admit it or not. But that's what it is. And that's why Mara picked Jason Garret. His bum ass is gone. Basically, Joe Judge is throwing him under the bus. To keep it 100, to keep it a buck, Jason Garret throwing him under the bus. And that's the truth. Because he knows his time is coming very soon. With us being 3-7 now and losing in embarrassing fashion to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When we were in the game, it should have been 17-17 if he makes the second read. We'll get into all the plays, but right now, he's gone. And look at these numbers. Look at these numbers right here, guys. Look at the numbers. We're 25th in points per game. Really? That's us? 25th in points per game? That's what we are right now? We're terrible, guys. We're bad. We're in the 20s or the bottom of the league in almost every category right now. It's so terrible. It's so terrible. And he shouldn't be the only thing fired. There's many Giants content creators saying blow the whole thing up. That means Joe Judge. That means Gettleman. We got to get people out of here. Clearly, even though Saquon is a lovable guy, I can't even believe it. The last game or two, we ran better with the bum. With the second running back. I don't even know his name because I don't trust that guy at all. But at least we were getting something. You're tiptoeing Saquon back for 3-4 years. You can't pay him the money. And you know he's the second pick in that draft. So what you have to pay him is going to be an excessive amount. And we're fucked. We're screwed. You're screwed. So that's the way it is. Happy the offensive coordinator Jason Garrett's fired. They need a clean house. And I mean clean house. Patrick Graham, Joe Judge, the general, David Gettleman or whatever, Gettleman, he needs to be out of there. The clean house. And get some fresh blood in there. And also, too, the quarterback's not looking good either, man. This is his third year. Hey, look, you may stick with him for the fourth year and then try to get another quarterback in the draft or something like that and maybe bring a backup in there. But the Giants aren't going to turn this thing around in the next 2 to 3 years. But the lucky thing is we're going to have some high draft picks with Chicago's and with New York's. Our own, of course, next year. But the quarterback draft is looking bad. You're going to stick with him another year. Just don't re-up on his fifth-year option. That's it. And maybe he can do something as a stopgap quarterback for the quarterback we draft in the next year. Not this year's draft, but the next year, the following year's draft. That's the best case option. You don't sign Saquon again. You got fleeced for $42 million guaranteed with Galladay. You got fleeced. He's a one-trick pony, and he's bad. But at least he would have had a touchdown. At least he would have had a touchdown. Shout out to Andrew Thomas. They brought up another stat on the telecast. Andrew Thomas has more touchdowns than Kenny Galladay and Kadarius Toney combined. Combined, guys. Combined, by the way. Let's look at some of these scores real quick, man. And I'm going to get into my notes that I have here of last night's debacle in Tampa Bay. Debacle. It was a bad game. We looked horrible, by the way. Let's just look at the stats and everything, and then let's go over some of these notes, man. We looked like fucking trash. And it was evident. Not just on offense. We're going to go, by the way, we're going to go into how Daniel Jones is a bum. Because he is. And everyone was able to see it. In order to be an effective starting quarterback in this league, tell me if I'm wrong, you have to be able to make more than one read, right? Then why isn't Daniel Jones doing that? I can't put that on Jason Garret. That's on Daniel Jones and his processing. He went to Duke. And listen, you got to be smart to get into Duke. Not all the athletes are smart, don't get me wrong. But you got to have some mental fortitude, some intellectual brain cells to get in and actually graduate from Duke. Not knowing if he graduated, but I think he was a senior. Duke, it's a good school. I'm not going to flake on that. Much better academics than Florida State where I went. I'll tell you that. Straight up. And that's me keeping it 100, right? Why can't he make the second read? And the second read in that play was a touchdown. Do you understand you have to make touchdowns as a quarterback? Either running it like Jalen Hurts is or throwing it. But you got to make touchdowns. That's why I don't flat Cam Newton, by the way. Because he's never going to fit the description. I'm not going to fit the description either, guys. I understand what country I'm in. But he makes touchdowns either running the ball or throwing it. And Daniel Jones has a similar skill set, but he's not putting it together up here. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? You got to be able to make multiple reads. The good quarterbacks can make the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. Because normally you're running a 3-wide receiver set, and your fourth is either that tight end or the running back. Hello. And I'm not even a quarterback guy. I play cornerback. And I know the first, the second, the third, and then you got a check down. Eli, you know what Eli was good at? The check down. And you want to know what too? The reason why Daniel Jones has been a bust is because you see how long Tom Brady's playing? You see how long? He was in the league before Eli, by the way. He was in the league before Eli. Won his first Super Bowl before Eli was in the league too, by the way. And remember, Eli never missed a game with injury. We said he didn't have it anymore. But I would rather Eli Manning than what we have in Daniel Jones. And I'm keeping it 1,000. You're only going to hear it on this channel. Leave a dislike if you like. I can still see the dislikes, by the way. Or leave a like if you agree. I'd rather have Eli. Because you know what, Eli? With punk-ass Pat Shurmur And the other fucker, educational purposes. You want to know what? He never missed a game with injury. Would he make the play all the time? No. Was he always available? Yes. I'd rather have Eli. Straight up like that. Didn't want Jason Garrett. I'd rather have Eli. Bring Eli as the offensive coordinator. Shit. Bring him in. Bring in the Manning Bros as coach and our offensive coordinator or something. Something better than what we have now. Since Daniel Jones wants to be the Eli clone, and that's why we got him. Remember what I said in the beginning about safe picks. Billionaires want to mitigate risk on their money and their financial opportunities. Of course Mara's going to mitigate risk. Let's pick the safe Jason Garrett. Let's pick the safe Daniel Jones. And he's trash. You got to do better, Daniel. And I was on board. I was on board with Daniel Jones because I said he started limiting the turnovers. He had a bad interception last night too, by the way. But he started eliminating the fumbles. I said, oh man, that's what I've wanted since week 1. You notice, no rant videos. I said it's got its other factors. But tonight, Daniel Jones, man. Tonight, Saquon Barkley, man. Tonight, where the fuck was the pass rush? And you can't just put it on like a Quincy Roche. He's young. Big cat. Leonard Williams. Where you at, big dog? You got the money. Let's start putting it on people. Azeez Ojulari got held, and they called it. Thank God. Wirfs held him. They called it. Can't put it on that. But even he's young. He's a rookie. Roche's like either a rookie or a first-year player. Big Cat's supposed to get some pressure. Joey Bosa got pressure playing on the inside. Why can't Big Cat, one of the biggest dudes on the field, get pressure on Tom Brady? We showed when we won the Super Bowl twice, the key was getting pressure on Tom. He's older now. He'll always be older. And we can't get pressure on Tom Brady with the young guns we got on the offensive line. They're garbage. Patrick Graham, trash. Julian Love, why is he playing safety? Why is he playing safety? He's garbage. He's trash. And you got him starting at free safety? Or at strong safety, sorry. Even worse, because you know Julian runs like a sub. He runs like a 4.5, maybe a 4.6. That's his knock, is he's slow as molasses. At me being 39, I'm probably faster than Julian Love. And I'll put that. And I was never known for speed. But Julian Love has no twitch muscles. Why is he out there in the last-ditch effort position, getting toasted? Rob Gronkowski toasting him. Toasting. What's the other dude? Godwin toasted him. Julian Love is trash. First of all, he's like a third-round pick. Why is he playing? Get someone better than that guy. I would hide him in coverage and put it on McKinney. At least McKinney got wheels. And a knack for the ball, by the way, with a couple of picks. Not this game, but the last game. You got Julian Love getting burnt. And you know he's trash, so what can you do? Giants need a clean house, man. Giants need a clean house. So let's, like I said, man, let's get into the notes and we'll get out of here. I don't want to ramble too long. Real quick, man. Like I mentioned already, Daniel Jones missed Galladay and Tony, which was a terrible, terrible decisions. You got to make your freaking second and third read. Make it. We get 3 points on a drive that should have got 7. So we're already starting there too, because guess what? Tampa Bay, they just drove right down and scored. And they set the tone. Another note I put down. We had no pressure on Tom Brady. I mentioned this earlier. You can't put it on Roche, and you can't put it on Azeez Ojulari. You can't. The veterans have to make plays. Dexter Lawrence, Big Cat Leo. Come on now, and that's on Patrick Graham. That's on us drafting. We should have got Josh Allen in here too, like I said, instead of a fucking Daniel Jones. I remember it. Anyway, we got a lucky play on the tipped ball from Mike Evans. Tip ball from Mike Evans, and we were able to get the tip on that one. So that was a good play by Dory Jackson. Shout out to him, but that's the only play he made. Funny, they mentioned it, and I didn't believe it was true. This is like his third or fourth year in the league, and that's only his third interception. He's not a ball hog. He's fast at the cornerback position. But at 5'10", he doesn't have the size, and he doesn't have the instincts either. But that was a good play to get his third career interception. Garbage. Ugh. Anyway, great play call. Getting the ball to Thomas, making him score his first touchdown. And it was a bad throw. Let's keep it a buck. It was a bad throw by Daniel Jones, by the way. A bad throw. Luckily, Andrew Thomas had to go up to get the ball. You should have put it right on the freaking offensive tackle. He's an offensive tackle. Luckily, he's young and athletic, because most offensive tackles aren't gonna make the play. You got to have him doing a vertical to get the ball. You fuck ass quarterback. Anyway, what is up with the soft shell coverage? That torched us the whole game. Yeah, you have Bradbury matched up against Mike Evans. But you got to remember, you have no Antonio Brown playing. But you got Gronkowski ready to eat our safeties up, which he did, by the way, which he should have stuck McKinney right on him. Let the second-year guy get against the veteran, because Julian Love is going to get cooked. I think Rob Gronkowski's slow ass might be faster than Julian Love, by the way. I think so. I really do think so. So anyway, so you got that going for you. And then you got Godwin crushing whoever the fuck else is second. You've got to stick. Play man. Play man. You've got to stick and say just like this. You know what I'm going to do? All right, here's how I got to do it. I got to make sure that, all right, Jackson is on Godwin the entire game. You paid him the money, by the way. He's a free agent signing. This is his second contract. The big money contract for him to come here. Same thing with Galladay. You paid Jackson and Galladay big money to come to the Giants. You have to put the pressure on them or get them the fuck out, like you did Garret. You got to clean house. Bad moves by Gettleman. You got to clean house. We wasted free agency money. Wasted. Because you're not going to put it on Jackson? I know Jackson's trash. He was trash in Tennessee. He's just a high second-round pick with wheels. But he's 5'10", which is super short for a cornerback. Super short for a cornerback, by the way. I'm taller than that. Anyway, the loose coverage burnt us. But besides the one-on-one, like almost shell man that you were playing with, against Bradbury and Mike Evans, it was a 10-yard gap between Jackson and Godwin. And Godwin ate that every time. Every time. That's on Patrick Graham, like I said. It was, like I said, Daniel Jones threw a terrible interception. It was bad. A garbage interception. Garbage. And then another thing, Bradbury got boxed out on the Mike Evans touchdown. I turned the game off after that, by the way. Fuck this. And it didn't fare any better. Remember, we went into halftime with 10 points, and we left the game with 10 points. That means we scored 0 points, Giants fans, in the second half. Where was the adjustments? And remember, this is coming off of a bye. Like, what are we doing here? He threw 2 interceptions. Like I said, I turned the game off. Daniel Jones, 23 for 38, 167, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Trash. We scored no points. And remember, they said 15 days to prepare for the Bucs. We knew what we needed to do, and we didn't execute it at all. And they just lost to the Redskins, or the Washington football team, who had the same record as us, by the way. Same fucking record. And they can go in there and beat them. And then we can't do the same? We're trash. Burn this fucking team. Burn it. Saquon had 6 carries for 25 yards. Remember in the first video, since you guys think I'm a bad Giants fan, right? I said Saquon need to have 15 to 20, right? And it could be a mix of receiving and catching the ball. He had 12 here. 6 receptions, 31 yards, 6 carries, 25 yards. How can you be a CMC clone? You're paid to be that, by the way. He's the second pick in the draft. We have to use him or cut him, you fucking bums. Anyway, and then play calling. That's why I'm glad Jason Garrett's gone. You run the deep shell. You run the deep, the post route, the 9 route, right? With Darius Slayton instead of John Ross. You got a 4.2, legit fastest person in the NFL. Fastest person in the NFL. And you're still throwing it to a slower Darius Slayton when John Ross is a better receiver and he's healthy. Darius Slayton's a 5th round pick. And he plays like it. He was a one-trick pony at Auburn. And you know Auburn's never known for their receivers. It's a run-based offense with Gus Malzahn and whoever the fuck else at Auburn. They're not known and will never be known for their receivers. Ole Miss receivers, pretty damn good. A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, Elijah Moore, studs. Not the same for Auburn. Not the same. And Darius Slayton's trash. And you already have his better replacement. And you're not utilizing him? You're not utilizing John Ross on the go route? He's the fastest person in the fucking NFL, and he's healthy. His knock is not being able to be healthy. He's a good receiver when healthy. He was a good receiver in Cincy when healthy. He's healthy now. And you still choose to use Darius Slayton? I'm glad Jason Garrett's gone. But Joe Judge, fucking idiot, he's probably going to do the same thing. Anyway, Devontae Booker only had 3 carries. So he regressed because he had a stud game the last time we played football 2 weeks ago. And I don't like the guy. Fuck Devontae Booker. Fuck this team, but whatever. Kadarius Toney tried to make plays, but he can't score touchdowns. So hopefully in his second year, he can score touchdowns. That's what we need. We're here to score touchdowns, not fucking look pretty and collect a check. Darius Slayton had 7 fucking targets. More targets than Kenny Golladay? What the fuck are we doing? Guess who gets paid more, by the way? Kenny Golladay, $42 million guaranteed. And he gets 2 targets. I hate Kenny Golladay. But you can't do shit with 2 fucking targets. And he missed them on the slant route for the touchdown in the red zone. Kyle Rudolph, with his 1 target and his 1 catch, had 28 yards. And we don't go back to that, by the way. We don't go back to Kyle Rudolph, who's a top pick. Yeah, he's at the slow end of his career, but he's still a top pick. You got to utilize the talent that you fucking got. And the Giants with Joe Judge, Patrick Graham, and bum-ass Jason Garrett, they don't fucking do it. And you guys, you Giants fans, should be pissed instead of sucking dick for a fucking 3-17. Darius Slayton had a fumble and he lost it. He's fucking trash. Anyway, Julian Love is trash, garbage. The rest of this fucking team is trash. Let's talk to it. Anyway, so that's the video. I didn't want to rant long time, but fuck Jason Garrett. He's fired, thank God. And I'm hoping the coach gets fired and the GM gets fired at the end of the season, so we can go in to 2022 with 2 top, like 6 or 7 picks in the draft, and we can finally clean house. Please bring in Bieniemy and Riddick, or some other fucking coach that knows how to get the jobs done, that also doesn't bank on excuses, and get a competent GM in here. Get a competent GM, please. Giants fans, let me know what you think. You guys can leave the dislike. I don't give a fuck. But this is the real deal truth. Leave a like if you understand what I'm saying. You see the passion. Leave a like. Let me know what you guys think. Jason Garrett's finally fired. Daniel Jones and the Giants are trash. And I gave like 10 to 15 reasons why. We can't keep accepting this. We've been rebuilding for 10 years. Reggie versus Solace, and I'm out.